I have got some news for you, okay? I have just done an extensive amount of research in my laboratory, and I have come to a conclusion that nobody else has ever in the world come to, okay? So brace yourself. Video games are fun. I know it's shocking, right? So fun that I would even categorize them as being addictive. That's right, I've played enough Halo and Call of Duty in my day to maybe recognize that maybe I've been a little bit addicted in the past. Okay, and I'm obviously joking that I'm the first person to think of this, okay? Everybody knows this. Video games are fun. They're meant to be, at least to some degree, addicting. As with all forms of entertainment, they are meant to be engaging, obviously. And as with all things that stimulate the brain, of course, there is some level of addiction that can come with that. Well, one family in Arkansas is taking such an issue with this that they are suing like the biggest video game companies right now. I'm not just saying like one or two small ones. All because they are saying that all of these big companies are responsible for their son's video game addiction. So these companies that they are suing include Microsoft, Activision Blizzard, EA, Ubisoft, and Epic Games. And they are accusing them of promoting video game addiction and adversely impacting their son's life. So the complaint, I guess, was filed by the mother, and this alleges that the companies used a number of patented designs, algorithms, and marketing techniques with addictive features to exploit minors for their quote-unquote predatory monetization methods. The lawsuit specifically accuses the companies of strict liability and negligence for not disclosing potentially addictive elements of their games, especially when marketed to young children and designed to encourage spending on microtransactions. I will point out Fortnite actually did have this lawsuit pretty recently, and the people that sued actually won, but that was a lot more specific and a lot more understandable. Like Epic was being sued for having questionable, misleading ways in which they triggered people to purchase microtransactions within the game. This family, on the other hand, is accusing all of these video game companies of causing video game addiction. The mother points to her own son's gaming habits, noting that he plays games like Fortnite, Call of Duty, Battlefield, and Rainbow Six for approximately 13 hours a day, sometimes even behind his parents' backs, and that he spends money on microtransactions. Yeah, I can't think of any way in which anybody other than the video game companies are responsible here. No, the parents are, no, they are definitely not responsible here. No, not at all. The family claims their son suffered physical pain, obesity, social isolation, academic decline, depression, and other emotional distress due to video game addiction. In response, they say that they sought out counseling, medication, and a personalized education plan, including homeschooling, all to remedy these awful things that were caused by all of these video game companies. So the lawsuit is filed by Casey Dunn and Thomas Dunn, and they're seeking damages for the physical injuries and expenses incurred due to their son's video game addiction. Despite potential arguments about parental responsibility, the family highlights extensive research on video game addiction, comparing its impact to the mental loops associated with gambling. Which, yeah, I mean, fair enough there. But okay, now are we just gonna, sue every casino for being addictive? So overall, the legal action is aiming to address the alleged intentional use of psychological tools, positive feedback loops, in-game rewards, and AI-powered engagement algorithms to foster addiction. The lawsuit alleges various dark patterns employed by influential gaming giants. Now, on one hand, I have to say, I know I've kind of been laughing a bit throughout this video, but I will say, on one hand, I definitely agree that video games are definitely addictive. And I mean, as we saw in the case of like the Epic Games lawsuit that I believe was settled like earlier this year, gaming companies definitely do cater to children. And specifically, they do things that make it so that people want to buy these microtransactions, and they want kids to be engaged in their content so that they keep playing the games. I definitely agree with that, but I will also say, that's not specific to video games. Movies, TV shows, the internet, I mean, all types of entertainment try to do this. That I agree with, but are we really going to go as far as to say that your son's obesity, mental health issues, the homeschooling, the academic decline, after all of that, you're wanting to sue the video game companies? It even says in the lawsuit, as I read, 13 hours a day, this kid was playing video games. I mean, at what point are the parents taking responsibility here? Well, all I have to say is, Microsoft, Epic, EA, Ubisoft. Look, you've had your great fun time in the spotlight, but I'm sorry to say it's all ending now. You will be no more once you face your arch nemesis, a family from Arkansas. I do wish the best for this son. It definitely does sound like he has struggled a lot, but my advice to the parents would just be to be better parents. It's a hard to swallow pill, but it's probably a lot easier than suing all of these companies.